Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, guys. So most of you guys have downloaded, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
start with our first script. So before we start, actually, first you need to, as I explained before, we need to first prepare this document.
Sir, please speak loud.
Wait, I think there is a issue with your system only.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Everybody.
You are getting echo. Please check that. Okay. Right. Now, so we should get ready with this document. Like already I have shared. If not, I will share. This is like your test case document or workflow document, we can say. So before we start, first we need to explore the application manually. So based on that, you'll prepare this document. So what is the application?
Lava, can you go on mute?
Yeah, I'm muting everyone. Yeah. So this is the application we are going to test. This application is like it will book the flight ticket, simple one. So what are the steps involved? First is we need to launch the application. After that, you need to select any of the cities and select from Paris to London. Then you click on this find flights. So when I click on find flights, I can see the next page. Right here I have the airlines available. Out of this, you can select any of the airlines. Now you need to enter your details. Okay, so you enter your details and enter credit card number. Then click on this purchase. Now you book the ticket. Now after booking, just go back home. So this is a scenario, right? So for each step, you need to give the uh, name. Like here, this is the first step, right? For this, we have given the transaction name. What is transaction name? Everything we already discussed, right? Why we need to give the transaction name? If you don't give proper transaction name, it will be difficult for you. Okay, so already I have prepared this document. Based on that, you can practice. And where we are entering the test data, you please, we will get ready with some kind of test data. Okay, now this document is ready. So now let us see how we are going to prepare this script using load runner. So for our understanding, I'll make it as a stepwise. Right? So the very first step is what? Open Vugen. see, when we install, actually you have three components, right? On your desktop you should see three components. See the desktop, you should see this one, analysis, you will see controller and Vugen. This is virtual user generator. So our scripting work will be done using this Vugen only. Just double click and open this virtual user generator. That is the first step you need to perform. You opened it. Go to File, New, Scripted, Resolution. File, New, Scripted, Solution. Okay, click on that. Solution. Okay, this is the very first step. Second step is here you need to select the protocol. Okay, so what is a protocol? Protocol is nothing but the type of application you are going to test. So 99% of the application we are going to test are web based. So what do you mean by web based? Any application, say, that is using browser. So in the browser we are entering the URL, right? So in real time also all our projects will be 99% on through web only, right? Your applications, whatever we are testing in our projects, everything is based on this web based only. In the browser only you enter the URL, then you log in, and then we are working on this application, right? So this is called web applications. So what is the protocol for web? HTTP, HTTPS. Okay, so 99% of all our application will be using HTTP, HTTPS. So some companies, if they are using SAP GUI, okay, if you are using SAP GUI, you have to use the SAP GUI protocol. So it is SAP GUI, if you see, it is disabled for you, because right now we are having this is only evaluation version, right? So the license it takes $1 million if you want to use this SAP. But if you in the real in your project, if you have SAP application, it's very easy, just to record and replay. Okay, SAP or any other. Only difficulty is what this is. Think people who did not get the link, it's the same link, right? Just a second. So from tomorrow this link will be changed. Okay, so this is still the demo link. Okay, so here second step is you need to select the protocol. So what is the protocol we are going to select? Select only web HTTP HTML protocol. That means what? We are working on web based application. If you are working on any other application like GUI, SAP GUI, you have to select that particular protocol. Okay, if you are working with Citrix, is like, if you are working on a Citrix application, GUI application, all other is very easy. Easy in the sense, just you need to record and replay. Only difficult is this one, web HTTP. So and 90% of our projects will be only web only. So we'll select that. So first select the protocol, and the second step is protocol. What is the protocol you need to select? HTTP, HTML for web applications. Right, and you need to give the what is the script name you want to give, and location where you want to save. So this is just a platform, you are creating a new platform. So here normally you have to give your script name. So what is this? So I'm giving this as a like that I want to give. So where you want to save? So I want to save in a particular location. So here you need to follow something like the standards. What we are going to follow is you should always maintain 3 different folders. So these are scripting standards. Okay, so what do you mean by why we need to follow these standards? So normally in your real-time project also, so let us say this is load runner. Let us say your load runner project, you should maintain 3 different folders. One is what? A recording. So when you create a script, that will be a new script, right? That is like under recordings, then enhancement, and then final. This is enhancement and final. So first thing is when you create a record, it should be under recording only. Okay, so this is we are creating now. Why you need to maintain like that? Because so normally when you create a record, when you create a script, right, and the same script, if you are working on it, sometimes it gets corrupted. Okay, so if it gets corrupted, again you need to create, right? So it takes a lot of time. So instead of that, if I created 3 different versions, if something goes wrong, I can go back and select that script and I can work on that. So that's the reason why you should maintain versioning 3 different versions. One is recording, then enhancement means you are changing, right? You are modifying the script, making some changes, making sure the script is working, finalizing the script, whatever. After that, once the script is ready, then move it to final folder. So the script is in under final folder in the sense what? The script is 100% ready, and even if I run for 20 times, it should not fail. Then only you should move that to final. So from final directly we can execute. So this is a simple standards, you can say. So first I'm recording under recordings folder. So you also maintain 3 different folders simply. First save in recordings, give the name, the location. After that, just when I click on this create, actually it will create the platform. Okay, that means it will create this solution, not the script. Okay, just click on create. So what is this step? We want to save and click create. So it will create the solution. Now actually we need to, if I want to record first, this is just, it will create the name of your script, location it will save. So you'll have 3 different sections: user init, action, and user end on the left hand side. What is this? I'll explain. So you can, the script will be recorded any place, just like user init is meant for login section. This is meant for your normal actions. This is meant for logout. Why they have given these three different sections is, normally user will log in, after that he will perform some actions, and after some time user will log out, right? So login will happens once, and log on also happens once. In between you can do multiple actions, right? You can repeat the same actions. So for that purpose they have given, but for now you don't need to use this. You can directly record under action. So record in the sense, when we start creating the script, where you want to save, it will be by default it will be in action. Okay. Later you can copy and paste anywhere. So this is actually meant for only login, this logout. When I run my script for multiple times, this will execute only one time, this will execute only one time, and this action will be repeated multiple times. That we'll see anyway. So this is your script name. Okay. Now if you see, there are some options are the runtime settings, parameter, right? So we'll see this when we create the script. But if I want to create the script, like what is the scenario? Our Blaze demo, right? Flight booking. How we are going to create? There are two options. Here you have record. Directly you can under record click on record, or simply this button. This button is also create the script. Use it to create the script. So I can click on this record button. So before we actually record, there will be some recording options will be there. Okay. So next option is record button. Okay. From the menu or directory, you can record the record button. So here you can see these are all recording options. Okay. So if you observe this one, where you want to record action, by default it will be action. If I want to record in user init, you can select this one. So instead of, normally login is meant for user init, logout is meant for user end, but this our demo application, you don't have login logout, right? So you can directly, but when we will work on another application, that's advanced level. Here if you see, there is no login, right? Directly it is coming, and there is no logout after just we are clicking on home button. So everything we can record under action only. Okay, action. Even in real time also you can record everything in action. Login logout parts you can copy and paste into user init. It's very easy, like cut and paste, simple. So if you don't understand, just ignore this. While working with this, you will understand. So where you want to capture the script, by default it is action. So whatever we are recording, those requests will be captured under action. This is the first thing. Now how you are going to record? With browser, right? So how am I accessing the application? With the browser only, right? So first I open the browser. In the browser I am entering the URL, right? I am entering the URL, then I am accessing. So here you need to mention what is the record mode, that browser, web browser. If you are working on any Windows applications like GUI, then you can select this as your Windows application, okay, or something. But 99% how you are open any web application through browser only. So select web browser, and which web browser you are using for recording. So whatever the web browsers you will have, but this application I recommend you to select only Mozilla Firefox. If you don't have, please install, because this is a demo application. It is not working for any other browser like Mozilla. It is not properly working. Even for this one, Internet Explorer or Edge also, it is not properly working. So I request you to install your this browser, Mozilla Firefox. So here you select Mozilla Firefox, and which application we are testing, that URL you need to enter here. Okay. So next step is what? Enter select browser as Firefox. For this application, please select Firefox. If I select something else, it's not working. That is because of this demo application. Okay. In real time, you can select any browser, Fire, anything like Chrome or Edge, anything. But for this application, please select the browser, and then what are the options we are selecting? First one is selecting web browser, that is Firefox. You need to enter the which application you are testing. Enter the URL. We are recording. Okay. Now after that, if we entered URL, you have entered the URL, you have selected the Firefox. This is by default, you don't need to worry. This, you don't touch this. This is like working directory. That means your load runner stored in this path. Don't touch this one. How do you want to record? You want to start scripting immediately or after some time? So we want to start immediately, right? So select this one. Start recording immediately. By default options you don't need to change, but before we record, you need to understand what are the recording options. Okay. Next thing is recording options before to check the options. What are the options we need to check? Right, this is recording options. You just click on this. It will display your recording options. So here, if you observe recording mode, there are two types of mode. One is HTML, another one is URL mode. What is the difference between HTML and URL? See, HTML mode, like the script will be recorded for our actions, user actions. Okay. In URL mode, the script will be recorded for each and every request that goes to the server. For example, so let me explain. The difference is, like, if I have this application, right? This is our application. If I go to this inspect network, now if I make these actions, right? First is what? I'm launching the URL, right? Each action, you'll see this. There are some requests. Main request is this one. These are all sub requests, like browser and request, like styling, how the its images, JavaScript. These are all browser and request. That is client side request. So in HTML mode, it will record only the main request, user actions. So when I click on this, that only it will be recorded. Now I'm clicking on this button, right? For this action only it will record it. Like, what is this? Reserve.php. So it will record only this one. It will ignore. It will not record all these browser and request. In URL mode, it will record all these, like JS file, CSS, JS, all these things, PNG, all images, everything will be recorded. But what is the purpose of our performance testing? Not this one, right? I don't want to test the browser response time, right? How much time it is taking at the browser, or how much time it is taking to download these images and icons. This is not our aim. Our aim is what? What is the time taken to load the main request, this main request, and the server side. So I want to ignore the all these things. So I want to ignore all these things. I want to check only this particular request response. So here you can see that how much time. This you can see the time here if you want. So this is what I want to capture using load runner. But sometimes your client says this, I want to know what is the time taken, including the browser side also, not only the server. I wanted the browser side also, the time taken to load this page and everything. Then you can go with URL mode. But 99% will go with what? HTML, because we are not testing the front end, right? So the main purpose of our performance testing is what? Server performance, right? Sometimes client says that I want to know what is the time taken end to end, server time plus browser time. Then you can go with this URL mode. So here, where is the options? Yeah. So here by default you can select HTML mode. In the advanced, there are some options are there. This one is like explicit containing URLs only. That means the main request only I want to capture. And here HTMLs will generate some, what I will say, sometime it will generate some junk URLs, extra resources. Okay, so which is not our application. So we are testing only Blaze demo, right? So if you observe any application, they'll have some Google ads, right? Some ads. We are not testing those ads, right? We are testing only our server. So better you select this one and do not record the extra
Yes, sir.
or JavaScript. You see this? Yeah.
Sir, in encoded folder, what kind of data is going to store? Like,
Sorry,
what
your
are the
voice is
we are
breaking.
doing?
Can
The
you
encoded folder,
recorded folder?
what kind of data is going to store? Like,
Our script
what's the extra?
in the recorded folder will save our first script. Whatever you are creating, that will be saved in recorded folder. After that, you need to make a copy and save it in some other folder for security purpose. Like, something goes wrong, again you have to create all these steps, right? Instead of this, you have a copy. It is easy for you, right? So that's why you need to make versioning. So whatever you are creating first, it should be in recorded folder. You can create any 3 different folders, but this is the standards: recorded, enhancement, and final. So these options you just select under HTML. First thing is select the recording type. Next is what? Protocol automatically selected. These things you don't need to touch. Only the thing is recorded model only you select. Rules, you don't need to worry about this. This is correlation rules. I'll explain at the time of correlation. And mapping and filter. This is the thing. Here you can mention the junk URLs, like some Google apps or Google ads are coming on your application, right? Your script will capture that also. Load runner will capture everything that goes to the server, right? So I don't want these to be captured. Even if it is captured, manually you have to remove it. So instead of that, I can filter them. But this is not working 100%. Okay, this is not working 100%. I'll tell you how to filter after creating. So what is the next option?